In the silence between worlds, where the breath of myth still echoes through the stars, destiny stirred once more. Olympus, the eternal seat of the gods, stood cloaked in golden mist, untouched by time yet wary of change. Its marble halls had long echoed with revelry and war songs, but now a shadow loomed beneath its foundations. A forgotten prison beneath Mount Etna, long sealed by divine decree, had cracked open. From the depths, the elder titan Typhon, father of monsters, stirred with volcanic fury, freed by tremors in reality, caused by unnatural rifts from another dimension, one not of gods but of cosmic radiation and gamma storms. Typhon's rage bled into the mortal plane. His fury swept across the Aegean like a plague, corrupting creatures, toppling temples, and blaspheming Olympus itself. In response, Zeus, ever proud and defiant, summoned his mightiest son, Hercules, known in Roman tales as Hercules, the lion of Olympus, the god of strength, the slayer of the Hydra, and the lifter of the heavens themselves. No other could match Typhon's ancient power, save the demigod, who had once torn the sky apart with his bare hands. "Hercules!" Zeus thundered. "Mankind again calls out for our protection, but this threat was born not of this world. You must descend into the breach between our world and theirs. Find what came through, and stop it." But what Zeus didn't reveal was the deeper truth. The dimensional rift had connected Earth not to another realm of gods, but to the Marvel universe, specifically to a city built from pain. Survival and brotherhood, New York City, home of the Fantastic Four. Across the rip in space-time, another force stirred. In the Baxter Building, Reed Richards studied an ancient anomaly appearing in the Aegean Sea, a black spiral of mythic energy. "This isn't just a natural rift," he muttered. "It's bleeding chronomagic, something tied to Greek mythology, but one among them had felt it in his bones before any sensor could confirm it. Ben Grimm, the Thing, once a man, now living rock and muscle, felt a pull in his very soul, a hum in the air, a challenge, one that called not to his mind, but to his heart. "The air's too quiet," Ben growled. "Whatever's coming, it ain't gonna be no stroll through Yancey Street." He volunteered to investigate. Not Reed, not Johnny, not even Sue. Ben knew this wasn't just a fight. It was a test, something primal, and maybe a chance to find out what kind of man he still was beneath all the rock. Crossing the rift using Reed's tech-enhanced portal, the Thing landed in the heart of ancient Thrace, in a world where gods walked and the skies crackled with divine energy. He wasn't there 5 minutes before the earth trembled. Beneath his feet, not from technology, but from something older than science itself. That something was Hercules. The two titans didn't meet by coincidence. Hercules had been following the trail of chaos left behind by Typhon's escape. Villages turned to ash, sacred beasts driven mad, a sea god slain. The damage led him to Thrace, to the site of the breach. But instead of Typhon, he found a creature unlike anything he'd seen, a being of living stone, massive, orange-skinned, and armored in pure muscle. To Hercules, it seemed clear this was the monster that crawled through the rift. To Ben Grimm, it was the reverse. This muscle-bound man in lion pelts must be the cause of the ancient disturbance. Words were few, mistrust ran high, and pride, oh pride, burned like the midday sun. "I don't know what kind of cursed myth golem you are," Ben said, fists curling, "but I ain't in the mood for games." Hercules grinned. "How you speak boldly, stone beast. But only one of us here has bested Ares in single combat. And it wasn't you." Before diplomacy could dawn, the skies crackled with lightning, not from Zeus, but from the tension between these two colossi. All the omens were clear. The gods demanded trial by combat. As the heavens dimmed and thunder rolled across Olympus and earth alike, Hera, watching from her divine throne, whispered, "Let the strength of mortals be tested against the sons of gods." The world held its breath. For on the battle-worn fields of Thrace, two immortals prepared to clash. One, a god whose name echoed through legends, the man who slew the Nemean lion and held the heavens for Atlas. The other, a hero forged not by divinity, but by tragedy, mutated by cosmic forces, scarred by loss but unbroken in soul. Hercules and the Thing, God versus Grimm, a clash that would shake the pillars of Olympus and leave even the fates wondering who would emerge standing. And this was only the beginning. The sun hung low over the scarred hills of Thrace, casting a crimson hue across the land as if Olympus itself bled in anticipation. The sky was silent, reverent. Somewhere in the distance, a temple bell tolled, unaware it was sounding the beginning of a god-born war. In the dry wind, two titans stood opposite each other, silent, massive, breathing with the weight of their worlds on their shoulders. Hercules, clad in a lion's pelt, muscles coiled like Olympian rope, every footstep cracking stone beneath him. The Thing, a walking mountain of jagged orange rock, fists the size of anvils, his brow low and set like a charging bull. The ground between them trembled. Last chance to walk away. "Big guy," Ben Grimm rumbled, bouncing once on his heels. "I don't like pounding on strangers, unless they're asking for it." Hercules smirked, loosening his shoulders. "You remind me of Antaeus, the earthborn giant I wrestled into the grave. But he was stronger when he touched the ground." His grin widened. "You? I'll bury in it." And then, without a signal, without a war cry, the two collided. The impact was cataclysmic. Shockwaves rippled across the landscape, sending birds screaming into the skies and flattening ancient olive trees in a half-mile radius. Dust rose like a mushroom cloud, hiding the titans in a storm of stone and dirt. From within the chaos, a massive figure launched forward, the Thing shoulder lowered, driving Hercules backward through a pillar of crumbling marble. The son of Zeus flipped mid-air, landed on his feet and grinned, blood on his lip. "Not bad for a mortal," Hercules admitted. "Let's see how long that heart of yours beats." He charged, and this time Hercules was a blur of motion. His fists were storms, hammering at the Thing with divine fury. Left, right, knee to the gut, elbow to the brow. But Ben absorbed the punishment like a fortress, weathering an earthquake. He reeled back, stumbled, but didn't fall. "Cute, now let me show you how we do it in Brooklyn." Grimm's fist rocketed forward. It slammed into Hercules' jaw with enough force to shake Olympus. The god flew back, skipping across the battlefield like a stone across a stormy sea, crashing into a hillside and sending boulders tumbling. Hercules rose, stunned but laughing. "Glorious," he roared. "You're no ordinary creature. You fight with soul, with purpose." He cracked his neck. "But I am Hercules." He lifted a shattered column and hurled it like a javelin. Ben barely dodged. It scraped his shoulder, gouging a crater beside him. They met again, this time in a blur of motion. Trees snapped, rivers rerouted, and mountains rumbled as the battle grew more furious. Fist met fist, shoulder slammed into shoulder, and roars filled the sky. Hours passed. Blood spilled, rock cracked, divine muscle tore. Neither yielded. But Hercules began to notice something unsettling. Ben Grimm didn't slow down. Where Hercules' godly endurance began to wane, the Thing's resolve surged. Every blow only made him stronger. Every stumble made him fight harder. He wasn't just battling with strength. He was fighting with something Hercules had only seen in mortal legends. Grit. Ben wiped blood from his brow. "You think because you're a god, you win by default? Buddy, I've bled more times than I can count, and every time I get up, I remember who I am. I'm Ben Grimm, I'm the Thing, and I don't break." He charged. This time, his punch shattered the heavens. It connected with Hercules' chest and sent the demigod flying into the side of a mountain, this time leaving a crater, so deep it carved through ancient rock layers. The son of Zeus did not rise. Silence. Dust settled, and Hercules groaned, laughing even in pain. "By the sticks. You are mighty, Grimm." "Mighty indeed." Ben approached, shoulders heaving, chest like a bellows. "You done, Goldilocks?" Hercules, still smiling despite his bruises, nodded slowly. "Aye, you have earned your place not by blood, but by fire. You are no monster. You are a warrior." The Thing offered him a hand, and for the first time in centuries, Hercules took it, rising with a grunt. "Perhaps Olympus has something to learn from your world after all." Ben raised an eyebrow. "You mean humility?" Hercules laughed, coughing. "Let's not go that far." Above them, thunder cracked, but this time it was not a threat. It was Zeus watching, approving. The portal shimmered behind Ben. Reed was waiting. The breach was closing. "You sure you'll be okay?" Ben asked. Hercules nodded. "I have battled titans, faced monsters. But today, I face truth, and I am better for it."